When war broke out in August 1914, thousands of British men signed up to fight. Women signed up in their thousands too, as volunteers to work on farms, on buses and in hospitals. But when women doctors offered their services to the British Army, they were told to go home and sit still. Flora Murray and Louisa Garrett Anderson refused to sit still. Both qualified doctors, both suffragettes and also life partners, they took a unit of women doctors, nurses and orderlies to Paris. There they ran a hospital so successfully that the British Army invited them to set up a second hospital in France, and then, in May 1915, a major military hospital in the heart of London. Endell Street Military Hospital was unique. It was the only hospital within the British Army to be run and staffed entirely by women. All the doctors, nurses and orderlies were female, apart from a handful of male helpers. The women of Endell Street treated 26,000 wounded, the vast majority of them men, who were shipped back from battlefields across Europe. Endell Street was fully expected to fail. Army chiefs thought it would not last 6 months. But the women not only survived, their work was hailed as a triumph by the press, the medical profession and the public. Endell Street became known as the most efficient and most homely hospital in London. Men even asked to be sent there. It was hard work. It was both traumatising and exhausting to cope with convoys of wounded men arriving in the night and Zeppelin air raids raining down bombs. But it was exhilarating too. The women doctors, nurses and orderlies were doing a job they were good at and that they loved, proving they were as good as men. When the war ended, Endell Street stayed open for another year, treating the victims of the Spanish flu pandemic. Those were sad days. Not only soldiers, but staff too died from the disease. No Man's Land is a tribute to the extraordinary achievements of those women. It's a love story too. Proving they could make Endell Street a success was a clear demonstration of the love between its two founders, Flora Murray and Louisa Garrett Anderson.
Hachette